Hey guys, today in this video I will be talking about section 5.6, problem number 17, and this problem just deals with, it was a short chapter, so it just deals with the payout annuity formula, and as well as section 5.2's compound interest formula. And basically this problem asks us to find, only one thing, so it asks us to find what the state pays for Bob's payout annuity if the interest rate is 8%. So Bob here, he won $1 million, and he says, or he's surprised that he's not going to get the million. Well, he will, but not a straight up $1 million. It says rather for 20 years he will receive an annual check from the state for $50,000. So I'm just going to highlight all of the important things that we need to know and that we can take away from the problem, as it is a word problem. So right here we'll have 20 years. This is going to be important. An annual check, annual meaning every year, from the state for $50,000, as well as the interest rate, which is going to be 8%. Let's see, is there anything else? No. So it's a relatively simple problem. All we need to do is we're going to have the simple, the compound interest formula, and we're going to equate this to the payout annuity formula that we learned from this section. So the payout annuity formula. Right, and as a refresher, the formulas for those are going to be, the compound interest formula is going to be P times 1 plus I to the power of n, and we're going to equate this to the payment, PYMT stands for payment, times, we're going to have a ratio here, it's going to be 1 plus I to the power of n. So you'll notice that this here looks pretty much exactly like the compound interest formula, and it's because this is sort of derived from the compound interest formula. So we'll have minus 1 over here, and this is going to be I. Right, pretty straightforward. Now we need to just label our variables and then substitute, and what we're trying to find is P right here. So for I, let's see, I is going to be 8% because I stands for interest rate. So we'll have I equals 8%. In decimals, this is going to be 0.08. And what else do we need? So we'll need N standing for the number of years, times how many checks that the state gives per year. But it says annual, so he gets an annual check, so a check every year. So N is just simply going to be how many years will he get it for? 20 years. So it's not going to be multiplied by anything. If you got it, let's say, for 20 years, every half a year, it would be, well, every half a year would be 2, because there's 2 halves in a year. So because we just have 1 year, it's just going to be 20 times 1. What else do we need? So we need this payment right here. So payment, right? And what is this payment going to be? It should be this 50,000. This is the only other information that we can glean from this. And it says he will receive an annual check from the state for 50,000. So yes, 50,000 will be our payment from the state to Bob, right? So now that we have all the information, it's just a matter of plugging it in and solving for P. And so we have P times 1 plus, we'll use the decimal form, 0.08 times to the power of 20, and we'll have 50,000 for payment times our ratio here. We're going to do the same. Oops. 0.08 to the power of 20 minus 1. And I'm going to put this in brackets just to make it a little bit more clear. and I is 0.08 again. Oops. Right. So putting this into the calculator, we will get P is roughly equal to, in dollars, we'll have 490,907.37. And you can put this into the calculator and check the answer yourself. But what does this mean? So basically, the problem is asking what the state pays for Bob payout annuity if the interest rate is 8%. So over 20 years, the state is going to be paying this amount into basically, let's say, a bank, and he's going to get the state is going to get interest, and all of that money is going to Bob, and Bob is going to get 1 million. Guaranteed he's getting a million, but the state is not paying him a million. The state's only paying this amount of money, $490,000. So they're not paying a million, but Bob is going to get a million, and this is because of the 20 years of interest. So yeah, that's problem 17 on section 5.6.